Let's take a quick recap of what we have done. We saw the three major incidents that led Gandhiji to start the non-cooperation movement. The first one, the Rowlatt Act, passed by Justice Sidney Rowlatt in the year 1919, which the Indian called it as the Black Bill. The second, the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, which also took place in the year 1919, April 13th. And the third incident was the Khilafat movement. Now, all these particular major incidents helped Gandhiji to launch the non-cooperation movement. Name the two leaders of the Khilafat movement: Ali brothers, Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali. Why was the Rowlatt Act passed? It was passed in order to suppress the uprising national movement. When was it passed? In the year 1919. Well, we shall see the objectives of the non-cooperation movement. Before that, a little introduction to it. As we know, Gandhiji turned from a cooperator to a non-cooperator. He asked the people not to assist the foreign government to rule over them. He always said, "Do not hate the evildoers, but hate their action." What does he mean by this? He says, "Do not hate your enemies, but hate their actions." The only option left for the Indians was not to cooperate with the British government. The session of the Congress at Nagpur in 1920 ratified the following objectives. The first objective was the annulment of Rowlatt Act. Second, to attain self-government within the British Empire if possible. Third, remedying the Punjab wrong. And the fourth, remedying the Khilafat movement. Now, all these were the objectives of the non-cooperation movement. Let us now see the programs that were involved in the non-cooperation movement. Firstly, under the boycott program, the Indians boycotted schools, colleges, and the court. They boycotted usage of foreign goods and boycotted elections to be held for the council as suggested by the reforms of 1919, also called as the Monteith-Chelmsford reforms. They resigned the nominated seats in local bodies, surrendered the titles and honorary offices, and refused to attend government functions. So let's repeat once again. The Indians boycotted schools and colleges, and they boycotted the courts too. They refused the usage of foreign goods. They boycotted the election to be held for the council as suggested by the 1919 Act. They resigned the nominated seats for the local bodies, surrendered the titles and honorary offices, and refused to attend government functions. Now let us see what were the programs under the Swadeshi. The first one, they popularized Swadeshi and Khadi goods and thus reviving hand spinning and hand weaving, creating job opportunities for the localites. Establishment of national schools and colleges. The third, develop the unity between Hindus and Muslims. Fourth, removal of untouchability to help the Harijans and do some welfare for them. And the last one is emancipation and upliftment of women. Now all these programs come under the Swadeshi program. So let's take a quick recap. What did they popularize? They popularized Swadeshi and Khadi. What was established? National schools and college was established. What did they develop? They developed on the unity of Hindus and Muslims. What did they remove? They removed untouchability. And what was done for the women? Emancipation and upliftment of the women. So the status of the women was, all the rights were given to them. Now let us see what were the activities during the non-cooperation movement. The Indians enthusiastically responded to the call of Gandhiji. The people were ready to practice non-cooperation with the British government in every walk of life. Lawyers left their legal practice. Students boycotted schools and colleges. Congress boycotted the elections. Charkha was in every household, which became a symbol of the day. National schools were started. As we learned in the previous chapter, national schools were started by the Muslims and the Hindus. Now, why did they start the national school? Because the Britishers in their missionary school trained the youth to be a full-fledged Englishman. Now, this hurt the sentimental feeling of both Pandits and the Maulvis, and so they decided to start the national school in order to inculcate Indianized ideas in them. And thus, Jamia Millia Islamia was established by the Muslims, Kashi Vidyapith, Gujarat Vidyapith, and Bihar Vidyapith was established by the Hindus. The honorary titles were renounced. Gandhiji, who was conferred with Kaisar-i-Hind, gave back his title, and Rabindranath Tagore, who received the knighthood, also returned back the titles. Shops selling foreign goods were picketed, and these particular goods were put at the crossroads, and the Indians created a bonfire out of it. People generously donated to Tilak's fund. In Malabar, the Mopals rebelled against the authorities. This rebellion assumed a communal character. This unfortunate incident gave a severe blow to Hindu-Muslim unity. The Prince of Wales came to India in the year 1921. The people boycotted his visit at Mumbai. They observed Hartals and arranged a meeting on the beach. The mob turned unruly and riots followed. The police opened fire and there was turmoil, and 59 people were killed in this incident. So let's take a quick recap of what were the activities. The lawyers left their legal practice. Students boycotted schools and colleges. Congress boycotted the election. Charkha was in every household, which became the symbol of the day. National schools were established, such as Jamia Millia Islamia, Kashi Vidyapith, Bihar Vidyapith, and Gujarat Vidyapith. The titles which were conferred on Gandhiji and the other leaders, including Rabindranath Tagore, was renounced and given back to the British. The shops selling foreign goods were picketed, and the Indians created bonfires out of it. And people contributed generously to Tilak's fund. There was communal riots which took place in Malabar, and the Prince of Wales visited India in the year 1921, was boycotted, and there was unruly mob which turned against the British, and hence the police opened fire and it killed 59 people. And these were the programs which were followed during the non-cooperation movement. Yes, an assignment for you all. In 1920, the Nagpur session, the Congress adopted a resolution for non-cooperation movement under the leadership of Gandhiji. In this context, explain the first one, the objectives of this movement. Second one, any three far-reaching effects of this movement. Far-reaching effect of this movement means it is the impact. The second question, the non-cooperation movement included several programs in this context. First one, mention any two boycott program. And the second one, any four activities followed during the year 1920. Now, any four activities followed during 1920 is the non-cooperation movement. The third question, the young nationalists resented Mahatma Gandhi's decision to suspend the non-cooperation movement. In this context, briefly explain the Chowri Chowra incident. Now, all these assignments has to be done in your book which has been given to you. Well, students, in the next unit, you will be studying about the factors leading to the civil disobedient movement.